Hi everyone. Okay, welcome back to the fourth challenge statement. And this one would be on seeking technologies for automated category allocation by Mr. Sasaki-san from PT Monotaro, a B2B e-commerce company and a JV between Monotaro and Sumitomo. So for the benefit of those who have just joined us, I'll be going through how this works again. So this whole session is scheduled to be for 30 minutes, and Mr. Sasaki-san will be doing a sharing for 15 minutes for startups and for the attendees to better understand their proposal, their motivation for the statement, some of the desired outcomes, as well as the expectations for startups. And then in the next 15 minutes, will be the Q&A. So during the presentation, if there are any questions, we would like to encourage everyone to take this opportunity for this session to send in your queries so that you can also better refine your proposal for submission. And if there are any questions that you'd like to ask, you can type it in the Q&A function, because all microphones and video cameras have been muted and disabled. So without further ado, we'd like to invite back Mr. Sasaki-san to share about the challenge statement of seeking technologies for automated category allocation. Thank you.
Okay. Hello everyone again. For those who newly attended, we are PT Monotaro Indonesia. We do e-commerce for B2B business users. Yes, so let's move on to the screen. Okay. This time I would like to explain this automation category allocation system, which is, let me explain the background. So almost all the e-commerce company, the operation flow is like we meet the suppliers and we ask them to provide price list or product photo or product information like description, attributions, that kind of information. And after we receive those data, then we have to allocate the item which category. Like we have millions of items and many categories, and some items are very specific, so that's why it needs some knowledge to allocate correctly. Yeah, this part is very difficult actually and takes time, really takes time, because the one who allocates, the allocator is not always the specialist of that category. So that's why sometimes it may, sometimes some mistake may happen. Because the allocator thinks this item should be this category, but it's actually not that category. It seems like same product, but the function is different, something like that. So that's why we are actually very struggling from this part. Yeah, but the thing is, we have already a lot of products in our website with the text information or photo information. So if there's a machine learning technology that learn the text and photo information in for the products that already existing on our website, then the machine can identify the items newly coming to our as a new product to our website. The machine can allocate automatically. Okay, so this item has this text information which is similar to this category, and the products in that category, most of them have the similar text and the photo information. Like let's say tire is a like circle shape. Then if there are many products with that kind of image or photo in that category, then that machine can allocate or at least give some recommendation for allocator. So that kind of machine we are seeking. And I believe a lot of e-commerce companies in the world, they are all struggling from this issue. As long as I know, I've been asking my friends, how do you deal with that? Who operates the e-commerce, and they do manually. So they're also struggling. Yeah, that's why this is the challenge. It's very common challenge for any e-commerce companies, I believe, especially who has several categories. Yes, that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Saki-san. There's a question about the type of languages that the data are in. Would it be only in English, or would it be in other languages as well?
Well, there are two languages actually. One is of course Bahasa Indonesia, but as I explained before, in Indonesia there are a lot of products imported from foreign countries, and mostly those products has English at least. Sometimes Chinese language, but mostly Bahasa Indonesia and English. That makes us more difficult actually, because some allocator don't speak English very well, so sometimes he or she has a hard time to identify by the information provided the product in English, because they are not really familiar with English sometimes.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Saki-san. There's another question about whether you are using only barcode.
Yeah, that's a very good part. Most of the countries, it's mandatory to have barcode, but Indonesia is not. So some products originally don't have the barcode. So that's why, like in our warehouse, when we receive the items without barcode, then we generate the barcode by ourselves. So that's why, yeah, we are using barcode, but we don't use barcode for this category allocation job.
Okay.
The things for allocator to define or identify this item should be this category is photo, text, and text means text can be divided into attribution and description. So with this information, the allocator tries to understand, okay, this item function is this, and the similar categories is where, like that. So it's very manual.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we've got another question. Do you have to match the actual products with the image?
Yes, exactly. Because in the e-commerce, the customers, the difference between e-commerce and actual, like shop or traders who actually meet the customers, the biggest difference is customer has to decide whether the customer wants to buy the product or not by the information on the website only. So there's no conversation, communication to get more information. That's why the photo is mandatory. It's really helpful information for customer to identify the item is the one that the customer is looking for. So that's why the image and the goods must be matched.
Thanks for the answer, Mr. Saki-san.
Yeah, I think not only us, but also many e-commerce players are struggling from this issue, especially the one who has the Amazon model, which is same as us, keep stock, and the seller is always us, which is the difference from marketplace. such as Lazada, Tokopedia, Shopee. Those players are marketplace. So maybe category allocation is done by the seller itself. Like if I want to sell some goods in Lazada, then I choose the category maybe. So that's why for Lazada as the e-commerce operator, there's no, as long as I know, there's no such kind of job. But the one who does the business model with Amazon, like us, we are the one who sells the item. So if you're a customer, then you buy from me, not from the supplier. So that's why we are the one who has to allocate the items into the correct category.
Thank you. Okay, there's another question, clarification. Just to be sure, are the images that need to be compared with the text, the product images, do they have to be good quality images and not images that can be taken with a camera phone or with poor lighting?
So ideally, we want to receive the good quality photo from supplier. That's why we are always asking them, please give the good quality. That is very important for customer to decide to buy. Yeah, but sometimes, yes, the quality of photo is not really good. In that case, we make the best effort to get the good one, even by shooting by ourselves. By ourselves.
Okay, moving on to the next question. Do you have products that could belong to more than one category?
That's a very good question. Well, from the perspective of customer, the one product should be located in one category. But sometimes, you know, let's say accessory. Let's say there's a hand truck, but accessory itself is should be belonging to hand truck category or like parts category. That kind of thing is the matter of decision. So that's why we don't have the one product with several categories, because that makes customer confused.
Okay. How do you do the categorization?
Oh, currently, well, I believe not only us, but also many e-commerce players who have the same as Amazon business model. We do like manual allocation. Like, let's say, okay, so the step one is receive the information from supplier. Step two, read and try to understand what is this item, and do we have the similar item to this? Do we have similar items to the new item? Then we try to match, and we said, okay, so this new item should be located in here by the guy's judge, the allocator's judge. Done this job before, and it takes really long time, and always, you know, I'm not really sure, I'm not really confident whether this item should be this category or this category. Then the materials for me to make a judgment is really limited. So that's why I try to understand what is this item and what is the function by searching, by reading some books sometimes. Yeah, like that kind of operation.
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Sasaki-san. We'll also we'll also wait a while more for more questions, and because this is also Sumitomo's final challenge statement. So if in the event there are any questions that you would like to ask, so please do not hesitate to send it in. Okay, we have got some. So the text on the images, whether it will be in English language or would it be in the Bahasa language?
Bahasa Indonesia. Because most of our customers are local Indonesian people who are familiar with Bahasa Indonesia language rather than English. I think penetration of English is not that high in Indonesia. So that's why if we have, if most of our products in English, then for customers, it's very difficult to understand what is this item. So that's why ideally Bahasa Indonesia. But yeah, eventually, actually we have some products with English language only. That's why, yeah, we need to, you know, accumulate the information from 2 languages.
Okay. Moving on to the next one, is there the teaching to help the system to understand the category?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, like we need to communicate a lot. Yeah, before we finalize the system architecture. Yeah, like since we have our existing data, the many of them, so maybe your machine or your technology can learn from our existing product information and do the test to make a model or something like that. Yeah, we are very happy to help.
How the supplier send the text and image? Would it be by email or WhatsApp? And the word or what document or fax?
It's very depending on the suppliers. Sometimes it's a hard copy, like a book. So they give us a book. So we read and we input into the system. So we have a product information system, and we need to make those information as data in order to upload into our product information system. So that's why sometimes the information given by supplier is hard copy or Excel file, or they just point out, please take the information from this website, something like that. Yeah, so sometimes WhatsApp, yes, it happens. Yeah, then we are the one who makes effort to make them data.
Okay. Thanks, Mr. Sasaki-san.
Maybe this is gonna be a good business if you can develop this software. Maybe there are many needs for e-commerce players who has several product categories.
Okay, the question, how much percentage of the data is taken from hard copy catalogs?
I believe 20, 30. I'm not sure the accurate one, but yeah, actually it doesn't matter what is the data set is, because the one who will make this information data is us still. So I think the ideal operation is like if we input the product name or description as much as we can collect it into the software, then the software will give us the recommendation. Okay, the one you inputted this information, this item seems like similar to this category and this category. Maybe you can consider something like that. Then we are the one who will make the final decision. I think it's too difficult for machine to recommend and decide. The deciding part is very, I think, too difficult for machine, because still there are uncertainty. Like this item can be this category or this category, even though there are a bunch of information. Maybe machine will will struggle from deciding. So maybe deciding part should be a human still, I think.
Thanks for this, Mr. Sasaki-san.
And I've read some articles relating to this. So some e-commerce companies are trying to build this kind of automation system in Japan, but nobody made us actual operation. Yeah.
Okay, there's another question. It's about the auto extraction of ML of data from hard copy.
sorry, what is ML? Mailing list?
Machine learning.
Oh my God, sorry. Okay, machine learning. Yeah, it's auto extraction with machine learning by data.
I think this is related to the previous question.
Yes, I believe so. Auto extension. Yeah. The machine learning can learn using the deep learning technology.
But just to clarify, Sasaki-san, you mentioned that you actually input all the data from the hard copies or from Excel. They'll all be into your system.
Yes, I believe auto extension by yeah.
Mr. Sasaki-san, I think we can't really hear the last part. Maybe you'd like to repeat.
Sorry. Okay, my connection has completely gone. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Sorry, I just came back. What was the topic again?
It was about the machine learning.
Machine learning. Maybe Jonathan wanted to explain something.
Yeah, because I understand that you actually sort of aggregate all the data from the hard copies of from Excel or from websites, right, into your backend system, your product system, right? So you're saying that actually all the data is already digitized?
Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, there's another challenge actually to how to make the hard copy data digital data, become digital data. There's another challenge. So for if it's like PDF, then there are a lot of softwares allow us to extract the data from hard data to be solved. But if it's an actual book or catalog, then I think it's still a challenge for not only us but also many many people to extract data, extract information as data. So there's no auto extraction by machine learning. Sorry. So currently we are doing like manually inputting the information into digital data manually.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Sasaki-san, and also Jonathan. Okay, I think there are no further questions. Gentle reminder that the proposals would have to be submitted by 15 September. And if there are any other further questions, then you can send them to TCC 2020 at enterprisesg.gov.sg. Thanks, Mr. Sasaki-san, for your time. And in the next session at 5:30, which happens in a few minutes' time, we would like to invite Mr. Rashid to share about his challenge statement of seeking technologies for mining companies to manage tasks and inventory.